Hello, how you doing? My name is Jalen, and I am back with another video. I'm feeling kind of standoffish right now, like my social battery isn't all the way charged. So today is like 11 o'clock in the morning, May 9th, I believe. This is the first episode of The Brick Wall. And you may be wondering, what is the brick wall? So when I say brick wall, it's a way of consistency. So I got the inspiration from the Will book. So since the wall chapter was only 2 pages long, I reread it and I have a couple pointers that I wrote down. The feeling of impossible. Whenever you have a big goal, it seems like a big wall, right? It seems like it's impossible. It can't be done unless it's gonna take a really long time. Or maybe forever, right? So you're gonna question like, what am I doing this for? I'm so uncomfortable, or this is taking forever. I could be doing something else right now, right? So basically, Will and Harry were building a wall for their daddy, aka Daddy-O, which was what he called him in the book, for his store, because the previous one was falling apart and he was sick of looking at it. So he gave his sons the job to build the wall. And their perspective is the wall. They felt like it was impossible. They felt like they were building the Great Wall of China. Well, the Great Wall of West Philly is what they called it. And it felt impossible. It didn't matter what day it was. It didn't matter how they were feeling, because their dad never took a day off, so they didn't either. So it didn't matter if it was rain, snow, they didn't feel like it, they were mad, or just wasn't in a good mood. It didn't matter. They always showed up to lay, their bricks for that day. One day while they were complaining about the wall again, their father overheard it this time. And he came over and told them, stop thinking about that wall and look at this brick. This one brick. You know you can lay this brick perfectly fine. So lay that brick perfectly. Focus on that brick. Not the entire wall, aka the goal. Focus on what's important now. We found out that Will realized what his father meant. So every day they continue building that wall and stuff like that. And of course, it got smaller. And eventually they finished the wall. They didn't get a pat on the back. They didn't say, I'm proud of you, son, or anything like that. They just got a simple quote. Now, don't y'all ever tell me there's something impossible to do. And he just got back to work. So what Will learned is no matter what, no matter if it's raining, no matter if you're mad, you're mad at yourself, you're mad at somebody else, you had a bad week, or you had a bad experience. Like, let's say your brick fell apart, like, aka your plan fell apart for this step. It doesn't mean that you don't show up for the next brick. It don't mean that you don't show up for the next day, or you give up the entire wall, the entire goal. You just show up anyway. It's kind of like the art of consistency. So I couldn't find any loose sheets paper to grasp, but I can use this journal. You don't necessarily have to get this kind of graph paper, but I prefer it. So I'm gonna write down art wall. You can call it anything you want. And using the graphs, I use about 8 boxes. So 4x2 or 2x4, whatever goes first between the width or height. I think the width goes first, so 4x2. This is what it looks like. So I write this, I draw this, write down the date in the middle. May 9th, 2025. So I grab a marker, right? And I color it in. It depends on what day it is. So like with bread tags, like when you grab a fresh loaf of bread, they'll have like some sort of wrap or that little thingamajig, I don't know what it's called. It'll have a color on it and it'll tell you, okay, this is the day. I don't know if it was the day it was shipped or the day it was made, cut, or whatever. Regardless, the day of the color is what matters. So let's say I start today, right? Today is Monday. I start Monday with the color red. Therefore, it lets me know that May 9th was a Monday and I did something consistent on a Monday. Tuesday, let's say I choose the color blue. Monday's red, Tuesday's blue, Wednesday's green, Thursday's orange, Friday's purple, something like that, right? And I want it to look like red, blue, green, orange, purple. Sometimes life hit us. Sometimes we're not gonna stick to our routine. Like, honestly, being consistent is about getting back up when the day is missed, because going like consistent like every single day is bound to break, because we're human by the end of the day. But it's about getting back into the routine as soon as possible. Never ever miss 2 days. You can miss one, but missing 2 days, you're basically back comfortable to what you're used to. Anyway, so like let's say today is red day. Like today is Monday. Okay, I filled in a red brick. Cool. But let's say I get scared again, or I get held up in work, or I overslept something. Literally anything. The next brick can say 5, 11, 25, and the brick is, dang, what's Wednesday? Blue. And the next brick is blue. So you can have red, blue, orange, purple, blue, red, purple, and blue. But the whole goal is to find that routine where it fits best. That way you can start having consistent flows. Like you can go back to Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Go back to red, blue, orange. That's the whole goal, to have those colors consistently of what you chose for each day of the week. And I think it's a really useful tool of improving yourself, because you're visually seeing yourself improve. You're visually seeing yourself place that brick every single day, no matter how you're feeling. I suggest that you make another small sheet, like you could put in your wallet, your purse, your pockets, things of that matter, because you're not always going to be home sometimes. Maybe the thing that you're trying to be consistent about is something you can go everywhere with. Like, let's say you want to do 100 squats every day, right? You don't necessarily have to be home to do those 100 squats. You can be at work, at the park, at your sister's house. You could be literally anywhere and do those 100 squats. Go to the bathroom, do those if you feel more comfortable. Get out your seat at work and do those squats. Whatever you feel comfortable, you can basically do it everywhere. And keep that little sheet with you. Keep it up to date, please, with all the dates and the bricks and stuff like that. You have it on a sticky note. You can have it. You can even have a full-blown sheet of paper and fold it up if you want to. I actually tried this exercise a while ago. It was, let me show you. What I did was figure drawing daily. I do not like to figure draw, right? Because it gets frustrating. Like, I was more like what was my professor saying to me? Like, drawing in context. I wasn't breaking down the body parts, right? I was just drawing, I was outlining the figure. So what I started doing was doing it every single day to improve on figure drawing. So this is basically what I did, where I did like the rainbow. Mondays, red. Tuesdays, this is like yellow. Mondays, red. Tuesdays, orange. Wednesdays, yellow. Thursdays, green. Friday, blue. Saturday, purple, and pink Sunday. Pink Sunday. That sounds like a good drink. Anyway, so basically I started on December 9th and stopped at December 24th. I remember I stopped on the day on Christmas Eve. I forgot why. Actually, I do remember why. I missed the day because the time slipped. I meant to do it. I was out at that time doing something. And I meant to do it. I meant to grab a sheet of paper and do the figure drawing for about 30 minutes. You know, get away from everybody and do the 30 minutes. But time slipped and it turned into midnight. And it instantly turned me off. Like, oh my goodness, I just broke my streak. I don't want to do this anymore. Oh my goodness. So boom. That's why I stopped. And I should have kept going because I was supposed to go 30 days straight. But whatever, I was supposed to go 30 days. I turned it to 30 days just period of figure drawing. Because I knew I was improving. I saw that I was improving, but I just stopped. Now I'm done yapping. And we're going to go outside because I let my cat out and I need to keep an eye on him. But we're going to draw. Not even draw. We're going to color while we find him. We'll watch him. So I just woke up for today. It's currently like, I think it's like 2 o'clock right now. And it's May 12th. I hope I got that day right. But I'm in a nearby hotel right now. I go to the nearby hotel sometimes when I need to get away and have some alone time. I just woke up after my shift. You ever realize like you don't have to record like every day? Like I don't have to do that. I'm thinking I'm gonna turn this series into like a weekly thing. Like I have like weekly goals that I need to accomplish. Like of course I'm gonna have daily goals. I don't think I'm gonna upload like every single day or every other day. I could just record throughout my week so it'll stay interesting. Like I only record the interesting parts and the things that need to be done. But you're probably wondering like what's important to me right now. The number one thing I can think about what's important is finishing Sunkissed, the artwork. You know, the artwork I had earlier in the video. I'm trying to figure out what else I can do. Like I'm thinking I can do like 4 walls. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know, 4 walls just sound right because there's always like 4 walls. Well, it's not always 4 walls, but it's most common. Anyway, I might call it, I don't want to call it the 4 walls and like it come out corny like, oh, it's 4 walls because this new you will enter a new room or something like that. Like nothing corny, but I just want something like creatively, mentally, physically, as in like okay, let me explain it. Like creatively, because I'm an artist. You can always change it to something that you're actually passionate about. Like nursing, you know what I'm saying? Photography. Anyway, creativity, physical as in fitness and what I put in my temple. Mentally, like journaling, meditation, and things of that matter. And last one, what's the last one I can put on? Probably financially. Yeah, probably financially. Like, I do want to save up for New York. I also need to save up for a car. I also need to save up for New Orleans. No, I do not have a vehicle. Sometimes I drive around in my twin sister car. But yeah, like, I'm starting, like, it's relatable. Of course it's going to be relatable and stuff. But it's going to be inspiring when you see me elevate. Because I can see in myself right now that I'm going to be in a better position than I am right now. So let me explain it. I think the most important wall rating from the 4 I said were creativity, like, you know, my artwork and stuff like that, / your, you know, nursing, your photography, your basketball career, your football career, and things in that matter. Like, always work on it every single day. So add a brick to that sheet that we were talking about earlier. Add a brick to that sheet every single day. And yes, you're gonna miss days, because I missed a day yesterday. I missed it because I did not prioritize it enough. Like I was so earlier yesterday, I was like, I can get it done right now. I want to spend at least an hour on it and I can get it done right now. But I put it off and I kept putting it off and on and off and off and off. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna set an alarm and do it at 11:30 while I'm at work, and go to the bathroom or somewhere private and do the 30 minutes. So I could work on it around that time. But the problem was I got really busy and it slipped my mind. Like I could not get to it whatsoever. So when I looked at the clock, I was like, dang. I missed it. I missed 12 o'clock and I cannot put in the next brick as the color orange, because that's how I do it. I like to do it like in the rainbow. I think it's less complicated. Anyway, or I can always write down like whatever color I like and just write it down on the sheet, like Monday turquoise, Tuesday amber, Wednesday green apple, Thursday, what's another color? You would think me as an artist I can name like 13, 20 colors off the bat. So basically my chart is going to be looking like 509 25 red brick, and then it's really the 10th, so I put down the wrong date. Yeah, I put down the wrong date. Anyway, yes I did. No I didn't. Anyway, the brick next to it is going to be orange because I missed. I mean, the next brick is going to be yellow because I missed orange, which is yesterday, Tuesday. Yeah. So, like, what are my 4 walls? Like, okay, let's start at the bottom financially, right? Or of course, I want to finance a car so I can travel around and stuff like that. I really want to start a series where, like this series right here, I really want to take it on a different level with art. Like, I take you guys with me when I need to build references, because Pinterest and Google don't always have the best reference, or the ones that you're asking in particular. Like in particular, like, oh, I want him right here, but he's over here, or I want him in this angle, I want him looking like this, I want him posing like this, or something like that. I want his hair, like stuff like that. Like, I want to go on adventures and basically dress and look the part, like look the art piece, so it'll be easier for me to draw, to use as a reference. I think that'll be really fun. Like, I think if I was a viewer and someone was doing it, I'll be really engaged to their channel. So that person's me. But I think I'm gonna do that like the next art piece I do after Sunkiss. And we'll get into Sunkiss in a little bit. New Orleans / West Monroe. Every year I go down to Louisiana to celebrate a family reunion. But this time we're going to New Orleans to just have fun and have a vacation and things that matter. So I need to save up for that. And that's all the way in July. I don't really know what day in July. I just know it's really, really, really early July. Like, we talking about 1st, 2nd, 3rd. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know how long we're going to be there. Anyway, I want to save up for that. I don't know how much to save up, so I was guessing like $3,000. I also want to save up for New York. And saving up for New York kind of ties into the first one, which is the art thing. So we going to put a pin in that and go to the next wall. Physically, I'm not saying mentally and physically, like one is better than the other, stuff like that. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Anyway, physically, I want to shed some pounds. Physically, I consume way too much sugar. I really like treats. Like, I'm not a candy person. I'm more like a cake, brownie, especially honey buns kind of person. So I consume a lot of that and I want to stop. It's not good for me, regardless. To be clear cut, it's not good for me. And I also eat a lot of junk food, like chips and stuff like that. And if I do eat, it's like something really greasy, like chili cheese fries, stuff like that. Like, my diet is all the way terrible. So I want to build a brick wall on my diet and like goals and stuff like that. Like, let's say I make a brick wall on 30 days just water. Not just water, like maybe like juice, like 100% juice, like organic and stuff like that. I do a 30 days of that and I carry it everywhere with me, because more than likely I'm gonna be drinking water in several different places other than my home. So yeah, I want to, like, if I want to do that, I'm gonna make a small little brick house wallet thing in my bag and then just carry it everywhere. I want to do those 30 days, and I think the number one drink I want to get rid of is ginger ale. I've been on ginger ale heavy for some reason, and it's kind of been having a chokehold on me. I think because I really like the acid that it has, and they have different flavors. Like, I'll get a regular ginger ale most of the time, stuff like that, because it's available. But when it's not, when it's more than one flavor of ginger ale other than original, then that's when you caught my eye. Like, they have cherry, cranberry, fruit punch, strawberry, and I was like, ooh. But they got flavored ginger ales here, so I'm gonna go downstairs and have my last one. You know what I'm saying? Pour one out for the homie, aka my old diet. Anyway, and with my physical body, like with fitness, I do want to work out every single day. Like, yes, I know I'm more than aware that my legs are really strong, but they could be stronger. And I don't really like my stomach area because I consume so much food that I gain some weight. Speaking of that, I've been eating chili cheese fries. Like, I used to not like them. Like, I wouldn't get through them, like, almost at all, because it was just too much. But ever since I had pneumonia, like, I've been into them, like, a lot. Because when I had it, that was the only thing I would eat. Like, that was the only thing I would crave. And now that I'm back healthy, it just didn't go away. But I'm gonna get better. It's not like I'm addicted. Anyway, I'm gonna stop eating them. I'm done right now. It's not that good for me to like have it one last time and then I'm done. I'm done right now. Anyway, but mainly my stomach area I do want to work on, but I love leg day, so I'm gonna just keep that going. I do want to get stronger in my arms. Like, yes, I work at a job that's like, it's a tire place, so of course I'm gonna be working my arms a lot, but I just want to be stronger, things that matter. So boom, that's physically. Moving on to mentally. I can be really hard on myself, and that's normal for a lot of people to be hard on themselves. Like, we can congratulate someone else on an achievement that they have, right? And beat ourselves up the next second because we're thinking like, oh, what are we doing? Are we doing enough work? Are we working hard enough? Are we consistent enough? And things that matter. And it's like, you could do a lot, but we don't give ourselves grace a lot. We don't give ourselves a pat on our back because I guess it doesn't feel real or something. Like, we need to hear it from someone else. I don't know. But I deal with that a lot. Like, I don't believe that I work hard enough. And I don't stop and tell myself, hey, you did a great job of that task. You executed that task, and I'm proud of you. Like, I don't stop to do that. Like, I'm always, okay, working on this task. Okay, we got that done. Moving on to the next. And things that matter. It just keeps going. It don't matter how big or small. Like, so when I got my cards, right? When my cards finally delivered after working so many hours, I mean like hours, like 14, 15, 16 hours a day, right? For like months. After they came, I couldn't even cry. That's the thing. Like, it's something about crying tears of joy. It's just really hard for me to do. But when it's sadness, oh baby. I celebrated for maybe the rest of that day and then move on to the next. Like, okay, what we gotta do next? Okay, marketing. Do. Moving on from that step and just not taking a step back and say, hey, you did this. This is something that was in your mind and now it's something physical. Things that matter. Like, hey, stop and realize that, hey, all that hard work that you did was, all that hard work needs to be acknowledged and appreciated. Appreciate your past self. We're always worried about our presence. We're always worried about our present. We're always worried about our future selves. Please appreciate your past self, because that's why you're where you at right now, because of your past actions. Pat yourself on the back for that degree that you have. Pat yourself on your back for that sale that you have. Pat yourself on the back for that booking you just nailed. That hair appointment you just did. That nail technician license, things that matter, certifications. I hope I said that right. So with mentally, I do want to say what I'm grateful for more. I want to journal more, because I've been working on one journal consistently. I'm very proud of myself for that. But I haven't finished it, and I had it for like 2-3 years. It's not even halfway done. It's just when I get consumed sometimes, like overwhelmed with my emotions, I don't crack it open. I kind of just sit with it until it leaves on its own, instead of forcing it out. Like, instead of like having an outlet, I will just let it sit and let it, slip out on its own. I think it'll improve my mental more, because I am getting harder on myself the more I get. Like, I am getting harder on myself the older I'm getting. It's like, I just want to stop and tell myself it is okay. Everything is okay. Things that matter. I want to meditate more and practice my patience. That's a big thing for me. I'm super impatient, and I want to work on that. Work on my patience. Stop reacting off of emotions so much. Like, if I'm angry, try my best to be quiet. things that matter, walk away from situations that I feel like is going to overwhelm my mind with anxiety, sadness, or anger, things like that. But yeah, maybe go on a morning jog and stuff like that, like things that will help clear my mind and keep me in a positive space. Because what I saw a quote on TikTok that said, if you think negatively, don't expect a positive life. And I want a positive life, but I think negatively a lot. So yeah, like, you gotta chill. So moving on to creatively. So back to that New York trip I was talking about. I want to go to New York this year. I want to go to New York so I can go to Supreme Printings and print out one of my artworks. Anybody would say, oh, you can get them shipped here and things that matter. No, I want to be physically there. Here's the thing. I think it would be really fun to leave Michigan on my own and do something for myself. I never left Michigan by myself, never ever. And I think it'll be really fun to do a solo trip and bring you guys with me. Yeah, I'm super excited for that. I thought I would be able to do it like in August or something. Hopefully we can do it in August, but if we don't, it's not the end of the world. We can always go in September, October, things that matter. I do not want to go in the winter, but if I have to, it's okay, fine. I want to go to Supreme Printings and get my prints and get some prints printed out, like for myself. It's not for sale, it's going to be for myself. Like some quality printings and like put them all over my walls, like at home and stuff like that. But with creatively, I'm an artist by the end of the day, and at this time and age, I do not have to die broke, and I can live a life that I always wanted to live using my talent, using what I developed along the years, which is art. I know it's a really hard task because it scares me every single day. It scares me, but I think about it constantly. Like, I heard if you're scared of it, you're dreaming big enough, you know what I'm saying? So it's something that's going to be super uncomfortable, but it's meant for me. If I really want change, then things have to change. So the goal is to have something like have a reference every single art piece. And I'm in the summer era, which means I draw things that have something to do with summer. And I really want to bring in people by nostalgia. It's something about nostalgia to me that overstimulates me. It overstimulates me because it has an overwhelming amount of dopamine. Like, oh my gosh, I remember that, I wish I can go back to that, stuff like that. So it can make me really happy or it can make me really sad. But I want to reel people in like that. So that's the main purpose of my art right now, is to have nostalgia in my artwork in the summer era. I want to have different eras. Like, I want to have a summer era, a love era, blues era, cigarette era. I only said cigarette because my number one OC original character is a cigarette smoker. But anyway, we're gonna get into that later. Well, another video, another time. But basically, that's what I want my art to do. That's where I want my art to go and grow as a content creator on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. And yeah, I see myself in a different position in 6 months. I'm calling it right now. I'm manifesting it right now. I'm gonna be in a better position when I stick to this consistently, when I stick to the plan and execute. Because I know myself. If you know yourself, you know you're gonna execute. If you know yourself, you know that you're gonna do what you have in mind. And I'm one of those people. So I believe I'm gonna have everything I want. I believe I'm gonna be in New York, and you guys are gonna come with me. But anyway, that's all I have to say today. But I'm gonna catch you guys in a little bit. So we're approaching the end of the week. We're about to enter the weekend. Real technically, my weekend is Friday and Saturdays. Okay, so if I have to give a review of what I'm doing right now, it's a bit exciting. It's scattered in my opinion, but I feel like when I put the videos together, it's gonna be better and stuff like that. But I just need to have a plan like during the day. Like, of course, a plan during the week is cool and stuff like that, but the day matters more because you don't go with life week by week. You go through life day by day. So yeah, but I would say this might be a mess. I hope not, but it might be a mess, but it has strong potential. So I'm excited about that. I woke up yesterday with a lot of excitement to record. Like, the very first thing I thought about was making content, like say something to you guys. So that's a good thing, you know. But I just wanted to say that real quick. I'm in the middle of my shift. I'm approaching the end of it. Like, I want to leave maybe like 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning. Got here at 6, really 6:30 something.